On this week's Waypoint, the Eye of the Void finally opens, Kassadin's new Void Bolt, patch 4.2 highlights, and our recap of week 4 of the LCS. What's up guys, and welcome to Waypoint, your weekly League of Legends recap for February 13th, 2014. I'm your host, Mike Schaffner. Well, it looks like saying an eye for an eye just got a whole new meaning in League of Legends as Vel'Koz has been officially revealed on the League of Legends website. Vel'Koz is a ranged mage who is designed to deal massive damage over sustained teamfights. Taking a closer look at his abilities, his passive applies a stack of Deconstructed to his enemy target. Once that target reaches 3 stacks, bonus true damage will be dealt to that enemy. His Q, Plasma Fission, fires a skill shot that deals damage and slows the target hit. However, upon hitting a target or reaching the end of its cast range, or pressing Q again, it will make the missile split in a 90-degree angle. His W Void Rift will open a fissure in a straight line, and after a few seconds, the rift will explode, dealing additional damage. Tectonic Disruption, his E, targets an area, knocking all players into the air and damaging them as well. Finally, his R, Lifeform Disintegration Ray, has Vel'Koz firing off a freaking laser beam, which follows the mouse cursor, dealing damage and slowing enemies that are hit. Riot went on to explain a little bit about his role within the Summoner's Rift and state that they wish to see him working as a mid-lane glass cannon that pokes down enemy teams from the sidelines. Once the enemy team has taken a significant amount of harass, it's just a matter of setting up an engage and unleashing Lifeform Disintegration Ray to obliterate what's left of the enemy team. So now that he's been officially announced, I got a question for you guys. After deconstructing all of his test subjects, what do you guys think Vel'Koz does in his free time? Maybe he has an iPhone to bide his time, or maybe he listens to Spotify. Regardless, it looks like he's stopped hiding and decided to come out and play. If you guys have access to the PvE, now's the time to go check him out, so let us know what you guys think about this new champion in the comments below. Next up, Riot has also released a teaser that solidifies our theory about Vel'Koz existing in the Creator Victor splash screen. It appears as though Creator Victor has been hard at work casting this organic eye in gunmetal and red armor, since the new Battlecast Vel'Koz skin trades in his organic void-based attacks for a barrage of advanced lasers and rocketry. I still think this looks like something out of the Matrix. Now, this skin will most likely be available with Vel'Koz at launch and potentially cost 1,350 Riot points. Now, while we're on the subject of void-based champions, a few weeks back we spoke about some new Kassadin particles that were going to be coming to the game. Most of the changes were well received, but as I said before, Void Bolt was receiving a lot of flack for its new design. Well, it appears as though Riot heard the players' complaints and has taken the love for the old look to heart, since they adapted a new particle effect that looks much similar to the old style while still looking new and flashy. Is this new particle effect one that you guys can be pleased with? Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Next up, Riot has also released the official patch notes for 4.2. Now this time around we're going to be seeing some major reworks to both Xerath and Skarner, but we've actually already talked about those in previous episodes of Waypoint. Instead, I want to focus on a minor change that's going to come to the Q system that I personally am really excited to see implemented into the game. Riot is changing the way that pick order works in the game, and it's going to greatly affect all of the duo Q players that are out there. With this new system, not only will players have an equal or rather random chance at being first pick, but now, if you duo queue, if either player is chosen for first pick, the team captain of the group will be assigned as first pick, and the other member of the duo will get whatever position the captain received from the randomizer. Now, this might not seem like much, but I personally have duo queued countless times, and I always find it frustrating when I end up last pick, simply because I wanted to queue with one of my friends. Hopefully now with this new change coming, it won't punish friends who want to work together and queue up as a team. Alright, now if you guys haven't noticed, I don't usually wear glasses here on Waypoint, but I decided to wear these this week because I just had to tell you guys about the great service that I received at Warby Parker. These stylish and affordable lenses cost me only $95, which is a steal when you consider the $200 plus I've spent in the past for prescription lenses here in town. But you guys might be asking yourself, how easy is it to choose the right glasses when you're purchasing them online? And that's where Warby Parker has you guys covered. Once you're registered on their website, you can select up to 5 pairs of glasses that you guys want to try, and they will actually ship them to you free of charge. You'll then receive this awesome home try-on kit in the mail, and once you find the glasses that are right for you, you just send it back with the return shipping label that they'll provide. What's even more amazing is that for every pair of glasses that's purchased, Warby Parker will also donate a pair to someone that's in need. If that's not enough to make you feel good about the purchase, then use the URL warbyparker.com/gamebreaker and they'll give you a free 3-day shipping on prescription lenses. Guys, I've always been extremely skeptical about purchasing my glasses online, but you'll actually find the experience through Warby Parker is fast, efficient, and kind of really fun. So if you guys are in the market for some new glasses, be sure to check out warbyparker.com/gamebreaker. Alright guys, it's time to see what went down this week in the LCS. The EU side of things was filled with upsets left and right. Take for example the game Fnatic vs Alliance. The esports community believed that the game was going to be an easy win for the reigning champions, with a 90-10 split in favor of Fnatic. Now it might cause an uprising for this, but the fans could not have been more wrong. Alliance kept a dominant presence in the game by really controlling where and when they wanted to teamfight. A shining moment for the team has got to be the strategic usage of the Baron pit to bait out Fnatic's jungler Cyanide. With knowledge of the best entrance for a steal, Alliance engages on Cyanide, nearly insta-giving it. After snagging the Baron buff, they kept the siege going against Fnatic's base, taking out all 3 inhibitors before finally making the push onto the Nexus. After a 43-minute long game, Alliance shocks everyone with a well-executed win against the #1 seed, going 8-17. Next up, Super Hot Crew takes on fan favorites Gambit, and once again the LCS fans predicted that Gambit would have no problem defeating this infant team, with a win rate of 94-6%. However, LCS fans would go 0 for 2 last week because right from the picks and bans, it was apparent that this game was gonna be odd as Lulu is locked in for the second time by mid laner Alex Ich. With a fairly mild start, the game really heats up with a 3v3 at the red buff. Showing some impressive team play, Super Hot Crew let their Crocodile take a few bites out of Gambit to secure them a double kill.
It's going to be going on towards Alex Ich. Oh, he's going to get stunned down. Alex Ich goes down as well.
Super Hot Crew followed up this fight when they initiate again near the Dragon Pit, and the fight once again spills into Gambit's jungle. However, Thresh lands a godly hook on Lulu through the Wolf's camp to reel her into an onslaught. Super Hot Crew rides this momentum to once again create a jaw-dropping victory against the top seed Gambit in a quick 26-minute game. After an exciting week in Europe, the current standings are Fnatic, Gambit Gaming, and Rocket all dueling it out in a 3-way tie for first. Alliance, Copenhagen Wolves, SK Gaming, and Super Hot Crew are all sitting in an incredible 4-way tie for 4th place. Finally, Millennium rounds out the roster, finishing out the week in 8th. Alright, now taking a look at the NALCS, one game that everyone should check out was Curse vs Dignitas. Why, you guys ask? Well, for the return of a retired LCS player, Curse decided to bring back Saint Vicious as a support player, putting their former support player Zekin down as a substitute. For Saint's first game out of retirement, he chose Alistar, and thanks to some early roaming, Voyboy on Yasuo was able to get slightly ahead of Skar's Akali.
Shroud's gonna be there. Saint is also roaming middle. There's the headbutt into the wall, and the pulverize, knowing that the wall would stun him up a little bit. Beautifully and calmly played.
Both teams seem to be quite even against each other, trying to find any opening they could in a team fight or Baron. But it was when Curse took a chance and went for a rush at Baron, while luckily Akali was down at Dragon. This led to the opening that Curse needed to take out the majority of Team Dignitas, as well as the Nexus in a 40-minute game. Closing out this week of upsets was XDG Gaming vs Dignitas, with an 88% chance to take home the win deemed by, once again, you guys the viewers. Dignitas took a commanding lead in the first 10 minutes of the game by securing a well-coordinated first blood, as well as taking a second kill from XDG's jungler, who was moving in to take a kill of his own.
It looks to get down to 150 on Cruiser. The reckless swing could have it. Oh, he flashes on him to get the immediate stun. They could have enough damage. One slice, then the dice. Oh, they're cooking up dinner tonight.
This back and forth kept up pretty much all the way through the 30-minute mark, where Diggs started to fall apart and they began to get a little too greedy. Skara's glassy cannon build just didn't seem to be enough to insta-burst down XDG's AD carry, and wound up falling victim to the enemy team himself. The tide slowly started to shift in the favor of XDG, and with one bad Baron call, Dignitas is on the run from the enemy, losing 3 players and the Baron buff. Dignitas would end up losing a second decisive battle at the Baron Pit, handing XDG everything that they needed to push for the final victory. XDG Gaming clinches the win and gives us all another great upset in a 50-minute game, going 21-9. Taking a look at the current standings in the NALCS, Team Solo Mid and Cloud9 lead the pack at first and second place. Dignitas holds on to second while CLG sits at fourth place. Fifth place is All Team Curse with Evil Geniuses and XDG Gaming tied up for sixth. And closing out this week in eighth place, it's Team Coast. That does it for this week's episode of Waypoint. Be sure to check back every week on Thursday for updated League of Legends news. If you guys like this video, be sure to like and comment below, as I promise it helps spread our audience. And if you guys want to see more League of Legends content, recaps, and updates, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, LolNation TV. I'm Mike Shaftnit. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Mike Shaftnit. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next Waypoint.
Game Breaker TV.